Hi, this is Gerald Donovan, the Grand Seiko guy, with you once again after a bit of a long gap. I want to do another unboxing video today. This one is basically a new old stock 45 20 80 10 with a solid 18 karat gold case. It is in absolutely spectacular condition, but I wanted to do this unboxing because the full set that this came with has some interesting features about it, which raises some questions actually as to exactly what, say, Grand Seiko were doing with boxes and certificates at the turn of the decade, around sort of 1969 into 1970. So let's just do the unboxing, and I'll pull in a couple of other bits and pieces separate from what's in here to explain some of the changes and the differences of what may have been going on. So first of all, we see this is the outer cardboard box with the gold embossed GS logo and Seiko in the bottom right hand corner. This is a box which is common to all of the 45, 56 and 61 series, except the VFAs of course. So we open that box out and we carefully take out the main inner wooden box. I'll just place that there and put the cardboard box to one side, off camera. Okay, so this is the regular wooden box, which probably a lot of you may well be familiar with, especially if you read the article that I did sometime last year on the Grand Seiko boxes. If we open it up, there's just some tissue paper just protecting the box there. And inside we have the Grand Seiko certificate, which we'll come back to and discuss in detail. This is particularly cool. This is now the second example of a boxed and with papers Grand Seiko that I picked up recently that has a guarantee from Wacko, the Wacko store in Ginza, Tokyo, that's owned by Seiko. So really quite fantastic to see one of these. You can see, I guess, in Japanese at the top, that's probably a description of the watch. It says 18K, 18 karat, and 25, I think it's for the 25 jewels. The date that we see here, 45 is the Japanese Showa year 45, which is 1970 in the Gregorian calendar, and 11 being the month. So this watch was sold in November 1970. It doesn't actually have the date. I'll be doing another unboxing soon of a 62 series, which has the exact date as well. So there is the Wacko guarantee. Absolutely fantastic to have that. And then we have the watch itself. Now I'm going to put the box aside so we can have a look at the watch in detail. It's in a plastic wallet just for a reason, which you'll see momentarily when I take it out. This is the original strap with the original buckle for this watch, and as you can see, there's a few little black dots on the watch, which, let's see if we can just blow them off. No, we'll have to wipe them off. And the reason why those little black marks are there is little bits of dust, which are coming from a slowly decaying leather strap. And I've seen this many times with these original straps. Watch what happens if I just brush it. You see little bits of black bits of the dried out leather backing fall off the strap. So this watch has very clearly never been worn. You can always tell by looking carefully at the holes in the strap to see if the pin of the buckle has been through it. But obviously, for anybody contemplating buying this watch, I would highly recommend it. What I would say is obviously do not wear it with the existing strap. Take the strap off, put it somewhere safe, take the buckle off. You can see how the GS logo is there, and it's very nicely brushed, not a mark on it. And put the buckle on a new strap. So it's great to see one of these with its original strap and buckle. The watch itself, I can't go too close in terms of macro on this because I'm just shooting this on an iPhone. But the watch itself, you can see there's some slight patination that's happened to the gold there, just as it's sat over time. I know from having seen this same patination on other watches, not new old stock such as this one, that does come off very easily with jewellery cleaner. Whether you would actually want to take that risk though of cleaning this one, I don't know. I think it's very nice to see it as it is. The watch as you'll see. Look at that polishing. Oh, there's me. You can even see me. Look at the polishing on that edge, that bevel of the case is absolutely spectacular. And there we can see the side of the case as well there. The back, I think this is the remnants of not the remnants, I think there's actually a protective sticker or film, maybe, protective film on that to protect the case back. We can see from the serial number of the case 02008702, so this was made, or certainly the case was stamped in February 1970, and as I said earlier, the watch was sold 9 months later at Waco. Sort of fly attacking me, just have to try to get rid of that. But yeah, so I just wanted to show that this watch is just in absolutely perfect condition. It's extremely rare to get any Grand Seiko new old stock like this, and this is, you know, up there with the top 3 watches in terms of quality that I've ever seen. Absolutely fantastic piece. For those who are not that familiar with the reference, it's a 36,000 beat per hour or 5 hertz movement. I'll just give it a little wind, bring it to life, a little shake just to get it going. And one of the interesting things about this watch in this case is this was actually the basis for the Astronomical Observatory chronometer, which is branded a Seiko, not a Grand Seiko. That watch actually uses the exact same case as this one. Obviously the dial on the Astronomical Observatory chronometer is very, very different, and obviously the case back is different because it doesn't say Seiko and then the GS logo. It just has Seiko on it, and obviously the serial number of the Astronomical Observatory chronometer is 45208020. We do know of example, look at the dust falling off this, we do know that of several examples of Astronomical Observatory chronometers that actually had their cases melted down in the 1970s for the gold value, which is just shocking to think that someone would do that, but I guess if you're desperate for money and you've got a few grams of gold knocking about and it's gone up in price by a factor of 10, then maybe you might be tempted. And I believe actually that if you ever see a observatory chronometer with a display case back that doesn't also come with its original case back, because why would anybody ever throw that away or let it get separated from the watch, even if they just wanted to display the movement, then that probably is a observatory chronometer that has been had its original case melted down, and then a case from this reference has been sourced for it, and then it's been recased. Apologies for the fly buzzing around. So that's pretty much all I've got to say on the watch. Absolutely fantastic example, and very, very excited when this came in, and will be sorry to see it go eventually when I get around to putting it up on the site. So just to put the watch back in its little plastic case. That's just to stop all the bits from the strap filling the case up. I'm just going to shake that off. Put that back here. Don't really need this anymore, but what I want to do is talk about this. This is a certificate from a Grand Seiko that I am not convinced actually is original to this watch. The reason is this is a generic Grand Seiko high beat certificate. It's not specific to the 45 series movements. And we can see, for example, that in here it includes how to set the day and the date of the week in terms of quick setting it. I have seen this manual now provided with 45 series and 61 series, as well as 56 series. Now, a few issues. Obviously, there's no day-date example of the 4520. There's a 4522, which is a date, but there's no day-date. And additionally, on the 61 series, you can't quick set the day. You can, or the 6146, I should say, the 6156 you can. The 6146 movement doesn't have a day quick set, so it would seem odd to me to provide this manual with, or this certificate, it's already a manual, with a 6146. But there you go. What I want to do is show you an original certificate, another certificate. This, as we can see, is from a 45 series. Bizarrely, I actually got this with a watch, but the numbers didn't match up. The watch is sold, but I kept the certificate. So here we have a 45 series certificate. You can see it actually has space for the movement number and the case number, which have been handwritten on there. There is no space and no recording of the movement and case number on that one from the 56. And obviously we can see there's references to the fact it's 36,000 beats per hour, both here, and just compare the two. There you can see that's high beat and 36,000. And it's been a while since I've flicked through this, but I would imagine we're probably not going to get any reference to day-date setting, or maybe we will. Let's see. No, absolutely nothing. So you can see it's actually a different manual, different information inside, and specifically marked as for the 45 series on the outside. Okay, so let's put those aside, and let's put the watch safely over there. The other thing to note is the inside front lid, or inside lid of this box only says GS and Seiko on it. I want to show you now another box, which I believe, or have believed, is the correct box for both the 61 series and the 45 series, and you can see it says GS high beat 36,000 on there, making a reference to the beats per hour. And we'll just put this next to each other so you can see the difference there. In all other respects, the boxes are identical. It's just what's embroidered on that front lid. So what is going on here? Let's put the 36,000 aside. The one thing that I think is very bizarre with this example is somebody has kept a new old stock watch, and they have kept never worn it, and they have kept the original guarantee and certificate from Wacko, and you would have thought they would have kept the original box and the original Grand Seiko certificate as well, which is what we see here. And yet the certificate is a generic one, and the box doesn't make reference to the high beat 36,000 movement. So that's what I find rather odd. There is, however, a school of thought that Seiko changed the boxes for all of the watches on the introduction of the 56 series, because clearly the 45 series and the 61 series came before the 56, and therefore it would have made sense for the box for all of them to say high beat 36,000. On the introduction of the 56 series, you can no longer use that box, so they had to redesign the box and one that is suitable for the 56, and this is maybe down to some cost cutting as well in the early 70s with the problems that were going on with the economy. Maybe they also decided that what they would do is have a generic certificate, not go through the trouble of actually handwriting movement and serial numbers on it, and make that certificate available with every watch, except for the VFAs and the specials. Whether that is true or not, I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know whether we'll ever be able to find out what the truth of the matter is. That I find it odd that this full set, or apparently full set, with a genuine new old stock watch and its original shop guarantee, came with what I would consider to be the wrong box and the wrong papers. However, what we do know is from the date of this watch, coming from February 1970, is that the 56 series was in production then. So possibly by the time this watch then went to the shop, was sold in the shop, the stock of boxes that were in the shop were the generic ones, and the instruction was to use these for all watches. The only other possibility, of course, is that the salesman at Wacko, when the watch was sold and taken off presumably off the display, went to the back office and just pulled out the wrong box and papers for the watch. Maybe there is somewhere a certificate like this for this particular movement. But as I say, really the two schools of thought on that. The jury's very much out on what the real scenario is. So there you go. Gosh, we're running up to 15 minutes. So just get the watch out one more time. It is an absolute beauty. Not priced this up yet, it's not going to be cheap. You simply don't see watches in this sort of condition very often, and we're getting a lot more increased demand now for the higher end pieces from collectors over the last few months. So this will be going on the site maybe in the next couple of weeks or so, and we'll be pricing up then. If anybody is interested in this watch, please don't hesitate to get in contact with us at any time. And there you go. Okay, so hopefully the next video will be a unboxing of a 62 series, also from Wacko, and I promise I won't make you wait several months for that one. Okay, thank you very much for watching.